Welcome back. This is Pick,
Welcome back to show you guys.
and we're going to be talking about the controversy with Antonio Brown, Big Ben, and Steelers in general. If you don't know, you probably know, but we're going to tell you anyway. There was a lot of drama between AB and Big Ben
And Mike Tomlin.
and Mike Tomlin. AB was at practice. I guess he didn't run the right route or something, and Big Ben called him out. That really made AB angry. So AB threw a ball at Big Ben. So and it just boiled over. AB didn't go to practice the whole last week. This a week 17 game. He didn't play the whole game.
He played it, yeah.
People said he was hurt, which he wasn't really hurt. He got suspended pretty much. He was there for the first game, expecting to play, and he didn't play. He was there for the first half, and then he left. And now he wants to be traded. He requested for a trade, so it's a big mess. Now a lot of people are bagging on AB and saying that he's being really immature. This is his fault. Saying it's like 90% his fault and 10% other people's fault. I disagree. I think it's about 60% his fault, 20 to 30% Big Ben's fault, and 10% around there, Mike Tomlin and the GM and the Steelers, or the GM of the Steelers and the locker room of the Steelers. And why I think those other people need to be blamed is Big Ben, he hasn't been playing very well this season. And he's done a lot of stupid picks. He's played down to his opponents, been throwing people under the bus when he's on his own little radio show. Which I would really piss me off if I was in this AB situation. I mean, it's one thing if you're angry with someone, but putting all that mess in the media is not helpful for your locker room. Big Ben throwing Lev Bell under the bus, not being there, I think it's not right as well. And the whole situation with Lev Bell and the other teammates not calling him out for not coming and playing, like, this is a contract situation with Lev Bell, and I said this before, I think in previous videos. You need to mind your business when it comes to money. Look at your own pocketbook and don't worry about someone else's. That's all I got to say about that. But I think this whole situation, a lot of this controversy for the Steelers is from the whole situation with Lev Bell not being with the team. I think that really split the locker room. AB's been really on Lev Bell's side, and Big Ben's kind of not been on his side. Mm-hmm. So that's a lot of tension. They didn't play very well this season. They have a ton of talent, and they should went to the playoffs and even maybe went to the Super Bowl, because that defense is a lot better than it was last year, and their offense is still really good. It's just, man, like, a lot of bad things have been going on between them and Mike Tomlin. So Ryan could talk about a little bit about Mike Tomlin's situation as well. I think really all the parties involved need to grow up a little bit and be more professional. And I understand frustrations between everyone, but you guys really have a really small window, and I think maybe one more season until Big Ben's really shot and AB kind of starts to decline a little bit as a player. So
he's already 30 years old.
So I think they need to try to make it work for one more season. Then if it doesn't, then they go for their separate ways. But if they trade AB, I understand it. I don't see it happening. AB's owed $20 million if they trade him, and he's owed $20 million if they don't trade him. So
either way, he's getting his.
Either way, he's getting paid. So I don't really see that happening. But if it's such a cancer and it's a super unhealthy situation, I understand the situation, and I understand if they do trade him. And this other thing, they're not going to get equal value because AB might be arguably the best receiver in the league. I think Nuke Hopkins kind of taking that title this season in my eyes. But you can argue he's the best receiver in the league still.
He's up there, definitely.
He's 30 years old, so, and he's a little smaller, so I don't think they're going to get super high trade value. I mean, I think they might get one first-round pick. I don't even think that might happen. And he's really kind of causes a lot of drama with the whole Facebook Live thing and other reports of him wigging out and throwing a sofa out a window, almost killing someone because someone stole like $800,000 from his house or something, or apartment. So yeah, I mean that's kind of a really bad situation. So I get it, man, but I really hope that they get it figured out for one more try. But it might not happen.
Yeah, I believe you said what, it was 60%.
Yeah, AB's fault.
I don't think so. I think this is 50% Big Ben's fault, 40% AB's fault, 10% coach's fault. Reason why I think that: Big Ben, shut up, quit calling people out. That's my biggest problem.
And its other thing
That's
is,
my biggest problem.
I would understand if he's been having an all-pro season, and everyone else has been kind of whack. He's been whack.
Past 2 seasons.
AB's actually been having a really good season. It's just Big Ben's been playing so crappy that his numbers are not as good as they should be.
Yep, that's my biggest problem. You haven't been playing that great. You haven't been playing that great these past 2 seasons. You've been throwing interceptions like you're Eli. You've been looking very whack at times. And one point, you were one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Now, you're not even really considered that. So, and you're out here calling teammates out. You know, if you're going to, that's the thing, if you're a professional and you're a quarterback that is a leader of your team, you are there to keep your team together. You're not there to pick people out and single people out. You're there to keep your team together. So when you say there's a problem, you say, oh, there's a problem with my receiving core. There's a problem with my running back core. Or you say there's a problem with my whole offense in general. Like, don't single people out. That's what bothers me the most. Because, yeah, that's going to get under people's skin. Just like if AB calls you out. It's going to get under your skin, Ben. Mm-hmm. And he was the first to start that. He from last year, he was even doing that, calling people out. So it bothers me to death when people do that. And it comes out of Big Ben's mouth. So, yeah, that's going to cause a tension between you and your teammates if you call them out. They're going to confront you about it. And no telling what behind doors they've said to each other or talked about. So, I don't know. I think it's... And see, I hate to point fingers myself. But the way I see it is Big Ben's kind of causing these issues by calling people out and saying they're not playing well, even though he's not fucking playing well. So I think that's the issue. Of course, it's like I said, it is AB's fault as well because he's adding fuel to the fire. He has temper issues. Adam was talking about his little temper, throwing things around. There's one game he said he kicked a trash can over. Somebody said he kicked a trash can over. One game he took a Gatorade bottle and chunked it. So, you gotta cool yourself down in those situations and not act like that. But yeah, like I said, I completely understand of where AB's coming at as far as him and Big Ben's situation. Like, don't call me out, dude. If you are bothered by me. Like I said, this is me and AB's situation. If you're gonna call me out and like that, don't do it publicly. Don't do it publicly. Call me on the phone while you're sitting at your house and you want to discuss something, or come over to my house or meet somewhere. We eat and discuss it as men. Yeah, don't do it over interviews and your own podcast. You're broadcasting that to other people, and that's disrespectful in my eyes. So. Ben really needs to watch his actions. AB really needs to watch his actions and the way he acts. And the reason why I say it's 10% coach's fault, because he's kind of sitting back and letting it happen. Mm-hmm. If you see tension between your quarterback and your receiver, or anybody else, of course, you need to sit them down as a head coach and go, what is your guys' deal? And try to help them figure out how they can solve their issues together. And he, from what I know anyway, he hasn't done that. And he's kind of letting them hash it out and figure it out themselves when, like I said, you just need to step in as a coach at that point and sit them down and go, what is your guys' deal? And try to figure it out. If it gets resolved, great. If it kind of doesn't, then that's great too, but at least you tried, you know what I mean? I think Coach should have tried a little harder in that situation. It doesn't feel like he did anything about it. So Yeah, like I said, it's just a mess down there in Pittsburgh. I really don't know what they should do because either way, they're going to have to pay him money, regardless if he stays or goes. So they're kind of stuck in a rock and a hard place. And if you try to get, unless these two, figure it out, Big Ben and AB, become grown men, like Adam said, I think it's kind of childish. But if, you sit down grown men, maybe they can figure out. But I guess like I said, either way, you got to pay this man. So if you keep him on the team, you got him and Big Ben have to figure it out, or the chemistry is going to be off, and you guys are not going to, have a winning season again. Or you do get rid of him, and you kind of got to get another number one, unless Juju steps up a lot more. But he's still not a number one in my eyes. He has to step up a lot more, and they're expecting Washington to be a really good wide receiver for them. So I don't know what the case may be, but they got to figure something out before it gets too crazy.
All right, that's all I got to say.
That'll do it for me. Please comment, like, subscribe. We'd love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions. We'll see you on the next one.